Om Vishnupada Parivamsakacharya Ashtottara Shata Srimad Charnaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. So welcome to this morning Bhagavatam class. Today we are reciting the verse from Canto 4, chapter 22nd and the text number 6. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Text 6. Hatakasana asinan Sva adishneve iva pavaka Shraddha samyama samyukta Prita praha bhavagrajan Hatakasana asinan Swadishneshva iva pavaka Shraddha samyama samyukta Pritha praha bhavarjana Hatakasana asina Swadishneshva iva pavaka Shraddha samyama samyukta Prita praha bhavagrajan Hatakasana asinan Swadishne iva pavaka Shraddha samyama samyuktaha Pita praha bhavagrajan Hatakasana asina Swadishneshva iva pavaka Shraddha samyama samyukta Prita praha bhavagraja Hatakasana asinam Swadishneshva iva pavaka Shraddha samyama samyukta Prita prava bhavagrajan Hatakasana asinan Swadishneshva iva pavaka Shraddha samyama samyukta Prita praha bhavagrajan. Word to word meaning. Hataka asana. On the throne made of gold. Asinan. When they were seated. Swadishneyesu. On the altar. Iva. Like. Pavakan. Fire. Shraddha. Respect. samyama, restraint, samyukta, being decorated with, prita, pleased, praha, said, bhava, Lord Śiva, Agrajan, the elder brothers. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Please repeat. The four great sages were elder to Lord Śiva, and when they were seated on the golden throne, they appeared just like fire blazing on an altar. Mahārāja Pṛthu, out of his great gentleness and respect for them, began to speak with great restraint as follows. Purport. The Kumaras are described herein as the elder brother of Lord Śiva. When Kumaras were born out of the body of Lord Brahma, they were requested to get married and increase the population. In the beginning of the creation, there was a great need of population. Therefore, Lord Brahma was creating one son after another and ordering them to increase. However, when the Kumaras were requested to do so, they declined. They wanted to remain brahmachari throughout life and be engaged fully in the devotional service of the Lord. The Kumaras are called Naistika Brahmachari, meaning they are never to marry. Because of their refusal to marry, Lord Brahma became so angry that his eyes became reddish from between his eyes, and Lord Śiva or Rudra appeared. The mode of anger is consequently known as a Rudra. Lord Śiva also has a Sampradaya party known as Rudra Sampradaya, and they are also known as Vaishnava. Let's do Mangalacharan. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitam Sya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Krupa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna. So we are continuing the Pṛthu Mahārāja pastime. So we are continuing with the Pṛthu Mahārāja pastimes from Canto 4. Now we are in chapter 22nd. Almost we are reaching the almost final episodes of Pṛthu Mahārāja. Now Pṛthu Mahārāja is in this chapter. He is meeting the 4 Kumaras and receive the instructions, and then the next chapter he is going back to home Godhead. So we are almost there in the final episodes of Pṛthu Mahārāja pastimes from Srimad Bhagavatam. And if you remember, in the beginning 16th chapter, the professional reciters were glorifying Pṛthu Mahārāja. And whatever they glorified in the subsequent chapters, the same events happened. And in the same way, and they glorified about Pṛthu Mahārāja meeting 4 Kumaras and receiving the instructions from 4 Kumaras. And now in this chapter, we are reading the pastime related to Pṛthu Mahārāja and 4 Kumaras. And if you briefly see that all the events, like initially in the after professional researchers completed their glorification, Pṛthu Mahārāja first he tried to punish Mother Earth, and then after that he was trying to do the Ashwamedha 100th horse sacrifice, Ashwamedha Yajna, and then Indra disturbed, and after that Vishnu and Brahma came and they stopped the Yajna, and they were pleased with Pṛthu Mahārāja, and then so the Supreme Lord Vishnu gave his benedictions to Pṛthu Mahārāja, and then Pṛthu Mahārāja was offering, glorifying his citizens, and citizens also glorifying Pṛthu Mahārāja, because Pṛthu Mahārāja is ruling the kingdom as a Kshatriya, but as also he is in the consciousness of God consciousness. In the mood of devotion, he was for ruling the kingdom. So, and his aim was always to make all the citizens a devotee, and the devotees also equally reciprocating, and they were glorifying Pṛthu Mahārāja. So all these things we have seen in the past few chapters, and now in today's chapter, it's verse 6, where the Pṛthu Mahārāja in the kingdom, 4 Kumaras visited his kingdom, and Pṛthu Mahārāja with his all officers, he received very great welcome. He received them properly, and then after reaching, he bowed down his head to the Brahmanas, the 4 Kumaras, and then he washed his feet and sprinkled water on his head. And in today's verse, we are seeing he requested them to sit on a golden throne, and then he began to speak. That is what in today's verse. So he was in all these verses, we are seeing how Pṛthu Mahārāja was receiving 4 Kumaras. Now, when we see that in the verse, it was mentioned Pṛthu Mahārāja's 4 Kumaras were sitting on a golden throne. If you see from the 4 Kumaras past time, they are brahmacharis, they are Naistika brahmacharis. But now here king offered golden throne when they are sitting it. So we can sometimes we may get doubt why the brahmacharis are sitting on such a costly, heavy, great opulent thing, right? So that kind of things happen. But we can see one example from Srila Prabhupada past times. Like when, I think it was in UK, England, when Prabhupada arrived in the airport, his disciples arranged a Rolls-Royce car to receive Srila Prabhupada. And then one reporter asked, why the movement and your consciousness philosophy, your Krishna conscious philosophy is different, but why you are using these luxurious and costly items? Then Srila Prabhupada told, everything, whatever is connected to Krishna, everything we have to use in the service of Krishna. If somebody is offering me Rolls-Royce car, why not? Krishna was using the golden chariot. This Rolls-Royce car is just like a wood, metal and rubber. It's nothing. So that way, Srila Prabhupada countered the reporter, and at the same time he said, everything we need to use in the service of devotion. This is called Yukta Vairagya, right? So, and by saying Srila Prabhupada answers, his devotees got very much, they were happy. So main Prabhupada he was in many pastimes we have seen. Prabhupada, many people are offering very costly gifts to Prabhupada, and Prabhupada is accepting, and also he was giving that back to different devotees. So he is using everything in the consciousness of, in the mode of devotion. So one basic philosophy, understanding of the Srila Prabhupada is, whatever gifts were offered, it was with humility, detachment and spiritual purpose. With these 3 motives, he was accepting the gifts. Like humility, means many people are coming and giving the costly gifts. People should not feel proud, oh, I am very great. See, everybody is offering me great gifts. That should not be the mood. And even that's what Prabhupada was saying. Humility, we should have a humbleness. We should be that, think in terms of Krishna, we are receiving, and we have to offer them back to Krishna. And detachment. Even if you see, Srila Prabhupada visited, I think, the Bhaktivedanta Manor once. And it was like everything is very, very rich and marvelous building at the palace, right? So I think he went to take the shower, and he was saying that the bathtub and everything is fitted with the golden plates and everything. But after seeing all things, the Prabhupada asked, bring his bucket and lota. And then he used them to take bath. So even though whatever is the costly items, everything is there, he is completely detached. He is not having any, even if you can see, in the big building he is staying, but what was his schedule? Midnight, 2 o'clock he wakes up and he'll write Bhagavatam, and then he continue. He's not utilizing for his for his own purpose. So everything he is using in the service of Krishna. So we can see that even though the 4 Kumaras accepting the sitting on the golden throne here, we should see in that mood, right? They are renounced brahmacharis. They don't have any sense gratification or anything, right? So they are using in the mood of devotion. So, and another point we need to understand, when the devotees are giving the costly gifts, we should not see in their material value. The purpose should be the disciple how they deepen their connection with their spiritual master or their guru, right? So they are wanted to establish the strong connection with the guru, their spiritual master, the sannyasi, with and in reciprocation they are giving some value. But we have to see in that aspect, but not as a material value. So, and the next point it was mentioned in the verse is, when they are sitting on the throne, they are looking like a blazing fire. That is another point mentioned in the verse, right? So blazing fire, the fire always, what it does, it removes the darkness, right? Similarly, these 4 Kumaras, they have they are liberated, that they are Brahman realized souls, right? They have the strong transcendental knowledge. With their knowledge, they are removing the ignorance born out of the darkness born out of ignorance. So the blazing fire analogy, we can further discuss on this, what kind of knowledge they have, what they are imparting to the common people. So these 4 Kumaras appeared in the earlier stage of the material creation. They are the oldest persons. After Brahma, they are the persons. These 4 Kumaras were created, right? We know in the past times. So if you see that the 4 Kumaras, the Sanaka, Sanatana, Sanandana and Sanat Kumara. Sanaka means the meaning is innocent and wise. And Sanatan, eternal. And Sanandan, joyful or blissful. And Sanat Kumara, ever young or eternal youth. So these are all the names the meaning. And the purpose of appearance is, Lord Brahma created this material world, and after that he wanted to create the population. And then with his power, he created 4 Kumaras. And 4 Kumaras, once they appeared, and Brahma instructed them to do severe austerity, the tapasya, and they did it. And after that, Brahma instructed them to get married and create progeny. But they were not agreeing that. They wanted to remain in the brahmachari state. They don't want to get married. They want to continue the Naishtika brahmachari. Without marriage, they would like to continue in their life as a brahmachari. So that's where Brahma got angry, and with the eyebrows, because of anger from the eyebrows, the anger came, and Shiva created, right? Rudra created. So that's where in this verse it was mentioned, because first if you see, Brahma appeared from Lord Vishnu, because when the Lord Vishnu, when Brahma, Garbhodakashaya Vishnu, Brahma appeared, and he was not finding what he has to do. Then he heard the word tapa, and then he started doing severe austerity and tapasya. Then Lord Vishnu came and he imparted the knowledge. Then Brahma created this material world, secondary creation. And then first he created 4 Kumaras, and the 4 Kumaras were not agreeing to create progeny, right? So then he got angry, and from that anger, Rudra came. So that's why first 4 Kumaras created, and then Shiva came, Rudra. So that's why in this verse, it was mentioned, he was a younger brother. These 4 Kumaras were elder to Lord Śiva, elder brother of Lord Śiva. And one more thing, these people, purpose of the creation, these four Kumaras is they are trying, it's like we see Pṛthu Mahārāja. Pṛthu Mahārāja is Shakti avatar, he is empowered incarnation. Empowered incarnation for what? Ruling the kingdom. Before that, Vena was ruling the kingdom, and it was he completely mismanaged the kingdom. And to re-establish the empowered incarnation of Krishna, Supreme Lord, came Pṛthu Mahārāja, who got the power, potency to rule the kingdom. That is the necessity at that time. So, empowered incarnation of Krishna, the Pṛthu Mahārāja, to rule the kingdom. But whereas in four Kumaras also empowered incarnation. What kind of empowered incarnation? It is energy, they get Jnana Shakti. Knowledge, they empowered with the knowledge. And what kind of, with that knowledge, he was teaching everyone. These Kumaras were teaching and making everyone to realize that they are not the body, they are the soul. And one more thing we need to understand, after every millennium, this knowledge was lost. Like, means every millennium means the Yuga means consists of Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga and Kali Yuga. Once it is devastation happened, the complete knowledge was lost. And then this empowered incarnation of four Kumaras created, they will preach this knowledge to everyone. And what is the knowledge? The Jnana Shakti is important, right? They have empowered incarnation of Jnana Shakti. What is that knowledge they are revealing to everyone? Because they are revealing this knowledge to in a simplest form so that everybody can understand. But what is that knowledge? Why that knowledge is required? So, if we go back to we all were the eternal spirit souls in the Vaikuntha. And we have a momentarily desire to enjoy separately from Krishna. And then this material world Krishna arranged. And when we came to material world, see, our original nature is Jivera Sarupahe Krishnera Nitya. That is our mode. But if you come and if you want to enjoy separately from Krishna, you need to come out of that mode. Right? That is the important thing. With that feeling that you are servant of Krishna, you cannot enjoy separately for Krishna. So, when you come to this material world, you should be coming out of this material world. For that, what Supreme Lord created? He created ignorance. Ignorance, he was created. We read previously in the Srimad Bhagavatam, there are 5 different kinds of ignorances that makes people to forget Krishna. Those ignorances make people to forget they are part and parcel of Krishna, they are servant of Krishna. All these things, these ignorance, 5 types of ignorance make them to forget. So what are the 5 ignorances? Tamishra, Andhatamishra, Tamas, Moha and Mahamoha. This Tamishra means it is anger or envy, the desire to enjoy like a Supreme Lord. That is the Tamishra. This is the first desire it will come. I wanted to enjoy like a Supreme, like how Krishna is enjoying, similar to I also need to enjoy. Big, so much rich opulence and so many facilities, right? So that is the first desire. Then Andhatamishra. The next thing is, okay, they will not think beyond this body. This body is the ultimate end and there is no life after this body. So, as long as you are in this body, enjoy. That is the mode. So, this is the Andhatamishra. This is another ignorance, right? So, we see many people will assume that this is the body and nothing is there beyond the life. Let's enjoy it the fullest. That is the mood many people carry outside world. So, this is the effect of Andhatamishra. And Tamas, complete ignorance of the soul. Identifying with the soul, ourself, that knowledge completely gone. See how the ignorance is acting on you, so that you are gradually, you will coming out of the Krishna's purview, Krishna's boundary. Everything it makes you to think that you are everything. Nothing is beyond after this life. You enjoy. There is no soul, nothing, everything. Like this is tamas, complete denying the existence of soul. And then it comes to moha. Since you are only in the bodily platform, you are thinking I am the body. Then you start thinking out, okay, I am this body. And then you start thinking bodily concept will come. Okay, this body, I need to arrange all the arrangements to feel comfortable. And then mahamoha, this madness for material enjoyment. Now what you will think? This is my body. And you start thinking everything connected to body is mine. And it is my my duty to enjoy. No one else should enjoy, right? So this kind of ignorance is making, this is the ignorance, the 5 types of ignorance. It was created in the material world. I think in the 3rd canto, when we read Sankhya philosophy, we read about all how the material world is created, right? So these all ignorances created, and with these ignorances, you are forgetting Krishna. And now, when this material world is created, the Supreme Lord also created all the facilities for jivas, so that they use that facilities to come back to Godhead, right? So that's where the 4 Kumaras, the Jnana Shakti was imparted, and these 4 Kumaras were creating, giving this knowledge to everyone, so that they realize their original position and they will go back to Godhead. And this knowledge is, he was teaching in very simplest form. These 4 Kumaras teaching it in a simple form where everybody can understand. Even we see Srila Prabhupada also, we can see that he was teaching the Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita philosophy for different audience. Sometimes big celebrities will come. Scientists, he is speaking to scientists, celebrities, ordinary person, and Western devotees, right? So for each of them, Srila Prabhupada was giving in a knowledge such a way that they can understand. If you are talking to a scientist, he will talk in their level. If he is a big celebrity, big, very highly visible person, he will talk according to that level. So that is the way people should present the knowledge. According to the different audience requirement, you should present the philosophy. So same way, these 4 Kumaras, they used to present this knowledge. So that's why the blazing fire analogy they given means the knowledge, because the fire removes the darkness. Similarly, these 4 Kumaras, they have that with the power, they are with the Jnana Shakti, they are removing the ignorance, the darkness came out of this ignorance among all the people. And since when Father Brahma asked them to marry, then they were not agreeing to marry, and then they wanted to remain in the brahmachari state. So that's why they look like a 5-year-old boy. They don't want to grow bigger and bigger like other normal growth. They wanted to stay like the 5-year-old boys. So that's what we could see from Srimad Bhagavatam. In the previous 3rd canto it was mentioned. And there is another story. It's like Srimad Bhagavatam is the reference for us, and we need to follow that story, whatever is mentioned, that is authorized. But just for information, there are different versions of the story from different Puranas. Like one Purana is Linga Purana, which is in the mode of ignorance. There it was mentioned the story why these 4 Kumaras were always like a small. Just for information, it is not a Purana which we generally refer, but just for the information, I heard this story in one of the lectures. Just I want to pass it as information. So, like when the Vedas were created, Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, right? First these 3 created. Then the Atharva came with his new Veda, Atharva Veda. And when this new Veda came, Lord Śiva was authorized to scrutinize and verify and approve it. So he reviewed everything. He asked many questions to the Atharva. Finally, after satisfied, he made it as a Atharva Veda. But then 4 Kumaras visited Shiva, and they got to know that Lord Śiva approved the new version of this Veda, Atharva Veda. And then the 4 Kumaras also scrutinized everything. They asked so many, they had a big debate and argument. And all the questions Lord Śiva answered. And finally, the Atharva Veda also came into existence. Then these 4 Kumaras went and met Daksha. Daksha is always envious about Lord Śiva. And when he heard that, okay, Lord Śiva approved, then he got very angry on 4 Kumaras, and he cursed 4 Kumaras that you don't know the knowledge of Vedas, you are behaving like a child, so be like a child all the time. So that's where this is the story. This is mentioned in other Puranas, but we take the Bhagavatam as authority, that we can go with the Bhagavatam. Yeah. So there are different versions why 4 Kumaras were very small. Yeah. So, but we go with the Bhagavatam. That is our. And now
from the beginning we are saying that they were liberated. Brahman realized souls, the four Kumaras, right? They were Jnana Shakti, and they are empowered with the Jnana Shakti, and they were realized with the Brahman, and they are teaching everyone to about the soul and the knowledge and how to realize Brahman. But they converted it, they became a devotee. How this Jnana Shakti associated with a bhakti, and how they transformed, that also we saw in the third canto, it is there. So once they wanted to see Vishnu, because even though they are Brahman realized, right? But they heard from the Vishnu about from their father Brahma, and they have a high level of knowledge about the Vishnu, they brief knowledge about the Vishnu, and they got a desire to go and see Vishnu. So they started going to Vaikunta. And on the way, they in the Bhagavatam described so many things, how the Vaikunta was looking like, and beautiful description of Vaikunta was given. But one thing here we need to remember. So though four Kumaras were not the devotees initially, they are Brahmavadis, but they heard about Vishnu, right? This is one of the important, because he from Vishnu, from his father, like the Brahma. This is one other important thing which we need to take in our life. The samskaras which we need to create kids, our children, right? So in the beginning stage, we need to create this environment for kids. We need to impart this knowledge, and once they grow big, they may not follow all the time, but the impressions, the experience they got through in the initial stage, in the younger stage of their life, the Krishna conscious experience, that will help them to come into the again bhakti path. Example, we can take Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj is grandson of Prahlad Maharaj. So when Bali Maharaj was doing the yajna, and Vaman Dev came, but even the demonic family, he was in there, but since he was associated with Prahlad Maharaj, some kind of knowledge came about Vishnu briefly, right? But that knowledge was there in the mind. But when now he wanted to occupy the Indra's position, he was doing the yajna, and Vaman Dev came. The Supreme Lord came as a Vaman Dev. And then the Shukracharya was telling that he is a Vishnu, he is trying to steal something from you. So don't give any charity, dana. Right? But what he was saying, he ignored Shukracharya rule. How that happened? His subtle way, internally, he was associated with Prahlad Maharaj. That association, that knowledge created some positive impression. That's why he was thinking that if he is a Vishnu is coming and asking me nothing more than the great than that, so I can do it, right? That kind of feeling, the Bali Maharaj came, got it, and he gave the 3 steps of whatever Vishnu asked. So the important point is, whatever the samskara at the younger age we create, that will help whenever, if they are deviating from the path, but that will make them to come back to the original path. This is one of the questions asked to our spiritual master, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, in a long back. And he was the question was, Maharaj, many devotees' kids were in the path in the beginning, but when they grow big, they will be moving away from the path. What is the solution? Then Maharaj so simple. When they are younger age, creating all the positive experience of Krishna consciousness. When you create a positive experience of Krishna consciousness, down the line, whenever they deviate also, that experience bring them back to the path. So like we can see example of Bali Maharaj, even though he was associated with the demons and he wanted to grab the king Indra's position, but when Vishnu came, it was in the positive experience he got it from Prahlad Maharaj. He was able to give that whatever Vishnu asked, right? So these are some of the important things. Right? So same way, 4 Kumaras, they were the Brahmavadis. They got the desire to see Vishnu, and then they went to Vaikuntha Loka. And in the Vaikuntha Loka, when all the 6 gates they easily passed through, and then when the 7th gate came, Jai Vijaya was stopping. So these 4 Kumaras got angry because they are the oldest people in the world, and they are getting such treatment in the Vaikuntha. They were not happy. But on the other side, Jai Vijaya thought, okay, these people are looking like very small boys, they don't have any dress, so they are not allowed to inside, they are not authorized to come inside. So this is where the confusion, the communication gap, we can say, so happened. And then the four Kumaras became angry and they cursed for Jai Vijaya. Right? Then Lord Vishnu came. As soon as the Vishnu came, they saw the beautiful form of Vishnu and they were very much attracted, immersed in the seeing the beauty of Krishna. How it was explained in Bhagavatam. It's like his beauty, like they were attracted to the beauty of like blackish blue color body and broad chest, yellow dhoti, and garland of fresh flowers and the bumblebees hovering on that. So this is all the description Bhagavatam explained. By seeing this beautiful form of Vishnu, they were completely absorbed. And bracelet on the wrist, one hand he's just holding on Garuda, and other hand he's holding the lotus flower, and alligator like pendants, and his crown with gemsted crown, and neck with kaustubh gem. So this is the Bhagavatam description about the Vishnu when four Kumaras. By seeing this beauty, they were fully absorbed. Even the Vishnu was speaking about, telling about Jai Vijaya, said Vishnu is taking the responsibility of the act committed by Jai Vijaya. But these people, four Kumaras, completely absorbed what Vishnu was talking. They were not connecting what he was talking. Then they realized that, okay, they have cursed Jai Vijaya. For that reason, Vishnu is talking to them. Right? Then they understood. So, but in this time, the verse it is explained like Tasya Ravinda Nayanasya Padaravinda Kinjal Kamishra Tulasi Makaranda Vayu Antargata Swa Vivarena Chakara Teshan Sanshobhamakshara Jusham Apichitta Tanvo. So this Kinjalka Mishra Tulasi Makaranda, right? And the toe, the tulsi leaves were there, and the vayu, the smell coming from that tulsi, went into the nostrils of four Kumaras, and that transformed them. The Brahmavadis, those who are realized at the stage of Brahman realization, they got attracted to the beautiful form of Vishnu, and then they completely became a devotee of the Lord. So this is how the form of the Krishna. If you have a past, again, in the earlier stage, if you have a positive experience about the Lord, when you heard, sometime, even though if you are not in the path, you will have the taste towards the Lord. So Krishna will make arrangement. Like we can see same thing in Sukadeva Goswami pastime as well, right? Sukadeva Goswami also, he was a Brahmavadi, Brahman realized person, right? But when he heard the verses from disciples of Vyasadeva, he got attracted towards Bhagavatam, and he got attracted towards Supreme Lord personal form. Then he became a devotee. So these are the various things we can see from this verse. We can how the Sukadeva Goswami, four Kumaras, how they journey. Like initially they were Brahmavadis, but they importing the Brahman knowledge to everyone. But later they became a devotees, and even they also got knowledge from Hamsavatara. In the 11th canto it was mentioned, like Brahma was the four Kumaras were asking how the people can come out of this material sense gratification, material desires, and then Brahma was unable to answer, but he took them to the Supreme Lord Vishnu, who is in the form of Hamsa, and then Supreme Lord clarified. So this way we can see the four Kumaras, which Pṛthu Maharaj receiving them nicely. So this is the history they had. So sitting on the golden throne, and they are looking like a blazing fire. All these things we can understand the meaning behind these words mentioned in this verse. So this, I will conclude here. Any comments, any questions? Hamsavatara, yeah. It was there in the 11th canto. Okay. At present, I don't have a complete understanding on that pastime, Prabhu, but I will. It's there in the 11th canto. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it is there in the 11th canto. I think the 21st chapter, I think something. Yeah, it is there. So he appeared as in the form of Hamsavatar to Brahma and four Kumaras. Four Kumaras. So that's what I didn't get the complete. I didn't have the complete background of that Prabhuji, but I can see. Yeah, I will get back to you on this. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 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 Knowledge in the yeah. Hmm. Explained everything. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Any other comments? No, I never heard it. This is in the 11th canto. If it is referred related to that, then but it's same. Otherwise, it's I never heard that. Yeah. Okay. Not this is this different. Yeah. 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 Okay. That's all. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. ग्रंथराज गौर भक्त वृंद की जय।